Mr. Martin Ngatia, it's been quite a while since we had this interview. Many things have happened in Kenya, and it's a very great opportunity to have you once again for this interview on behalf of the Kenyan Red Alliance. Welcome to the interview.
Thank you very much.
We have seen major developments in Kenya since you last gave your interview. One of the biggest developments has been the handshake, which has now been the talk of town. You know, what is your take on the handshake between Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta? What do you have to say? How do you look at it? What is your analysis? You know, because people have been waiting to hear what you have to say, the comment you have to make about it.
Thank you very much. First and foremost, it is a sad day and a pity to the Kenyan people, because handshake means Raila Odinga, whom Kenyans thought was a liberator or people's president, has sold the Kenyan people. In fact, Raila Odinga today is Kenya people's enemy number one. Second, Raila Amolo Odinga has joined the traitors club of Kenyan people, and it is a pity that low intellectuals are supporting Mr. Raila Odinga as if nothing has happened. Raila has betrayed not only Luos, but the whole of Kenyan people. Remember how many Luo people who have died, who have shed blood, children, age, babies, to this day, because Luo people has paid ultimately a price since last year and since independent. Now, Raila Odinga, the man people hoped, has betrayed them. Now, this country, he has returned us back to 1963, just like when J.M. Kariuki was killed. The people's hope, this hopeless man, traitor, Judas Iscariot, Raila Amolo Odinga, has been bought by Kikuyus. Fear Kikuyu people with the money. Raila Odinga has bootlicked is today bootlicking Kikuyu ruling class elites.
What are the main reasons why Raila has sold? Are you disappointed that Raila meuza?
First and foremost, we as Kenyan Red Alliance were not surprised. Remember, we have worked with Raila for so long. First and foremost, let me remind the Kenyans. Raila was in Norway in the 90th from detention. And all the time we has met Raila, and I would like Kenyans to remember the last time Raila came here in Stockholm, how we met him and discussed the politics. In fact, he was the Prime Minister. And when we met Raila in Stockholm, first and foremost, he was surrounded by Kikuyu bodyguards and the intelligent men to shadow him wherever he went. And I remember having a discussion with Raila and telling him, until he takes power, he will never deliver. And Raila never took power because being a prime minister or vice president in Kenya has no meaning.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa. My name is Ngatia, and I have been in exile for so long, since '82. I have never been to Kenya, despite that I have never killed anybody in my life. I am a Kikuyu by tribe in Kenya. My people, I come from Nyeri, the mountains. And I need to know that I have been campaigning for you because I believe even to this day you are the right person to lead Kenya, but your will was robbed by an organized mafia who have been oppressing the Kenyan people since independence. Some of us still believe or recognize you as president of Kenya. Believe me, because you won 6 provinces out of 8. What I want is, as you have accepted to work with that government, and today we can see peace in Kenya. We all have Kenya. We don't want to see war in Kenya. We don't want to see killings in Kenya. I have done so many videos, and these videos are there to be seen. We live very far from Kenya in this country, but sometimes we have sleepless nights, believe me, because when we hear Kenyans, how Kenya's people are being killed in this time, we are living in 21st century, and we cannot allow a government to kill her own people. While in Europe, where we live, Europeans are fighting for animal rights. Believe me. It is very painful. Believe me, we read it before Kenyan people read newspaper. We read it early. We are very well informed because our hearts and our minds are in Kenya, where we belong. Your Excellency, let me say this. You are in the government. Although you have not reached where we want, we know you cannot deliver when you have not captured that power. We know you cannot deliver when you are not sitting there in top to prove your worth. You have really suffered. I don't want to go back to your history. You have really suffered so much, Your Excellency. And let me make it very short and clear. Struggle goes on until we reach Canaan, whereby we want, as that ambassador has said, we want a Kenya of all people to enjoy the way we are enjoying in Stockholm. What the last word I would like to say to you, it is bad when you are in a home-guard government. I am calling it because I know people who are leaders there. They fought our fathers. Today they are killing our sons. That have to cease. And again, it is bad when you are in that government. To this day, Kenyans are being shot. It has to cease. Because why should we kill our own people? Ukiwa watu wote utatawala nani wenzangu? Tunataka democracy kama hii tunaenjoy hapa. Hakuna mtu anafaa kuuawa. Kenyan people to be only die of natural cause, not through police bullets. Last thing, we cannot reform police and leave the army. Nobody is talking. I don't believe army can reform themselves or police. When it becomes reform, even the army must be reformed. Thank you. And you are welcome to Stockholm.
You are always under the control of Kikuyu ruling class who controls this country, wealth. So, We were not surprised when Raila sold, but we as revolutionaries knows reactionaries, the behaviors of reactionaries, apologists, traitors, because we had won. What only surprised us is that we had already won. Remember, the new republic, we had already won. We have divided this country. People are behind Raila, and that's why they were calling him people's president. Remember, the ruling class, Kikuyus, has been isolated. Remember how the Yakas, lorries were touched. They could not operate in Kitui. And they had started closing roads to Naivasha. So, we had already won. But at the end of the day, Raila sold, betrayed. Remember that famous day that the American Foreign Affairs Secretary Rex Tillerson, before he landed in Nairobi, Raila had already gone to Harambee House to meet with traitor Uhuru Kenyatta, where when these Americans Foreign Affairs Minister landed in Kenya, he could not even meet Raila because he was told, oh, by his agents, Mr. Kodek, the American embassy, that, oh, Nyani has accepted. Oh, Raila has accepted. He's singing our song. He recognized Uhuru. He met there. But we knew very well, those because we are well informed, there has been meetings, secret meetings between Luos and the Kikuyus, and Raila was bought. That's why before that American Foreign Affairs Secretary landed, they had already fixed the man. Raila sold, Raila betrayed the people of this country. And now, this is our appeal to the Kenyan people, because we have been let down since independence. The people of this country have suffered tremendously to this day. Is not to give up. Our hope that we can give to Kenyan people is to appeal to all patriotics, remaining patriots, to join hands like with the KRA and the NRM Kenya, being led by General Migona, and we carry the flag high, because our aim is to achieve our ultimate goal, the cause. And it is very difficult. The road will be tough. We cannot give up and give in, because the country now has no opposition party. We have gone back to square A, and Raila is senile, is octogenarian, and he will never win any election in Kenya again. He is finished since, remember, 2007, the ruling class Kikuyus rigged his election. He was rigged 2013. 2017 last year. So he is senile. He can't win. And even the imperialism that he serves rejected him. Otherwise they could have accepted him. Because there is no, ideologically, this bourgeois has no ideology. I don't see any problem Raila being president and the Uhuru, because they could still serve the interest of imperialism in Kenya. It is a pity that today there is no opposition in Kenya. The Turkana oil will be taken. The Kenyan people must be prepared for problem. From today, look, there is hunger in that country. Floods everywhere. Bridges have been cut off. Flood everywhere. Kenyans have started problems, and this problem will never be solved, because capitalism cannot solve any problem in our country.
Now, you are saying that, Raila has sold out, and yet, you know, the Kenyan Red Alliance, led by you, has been supporting Raila Odinga. Why have you been supporting Raila?
We have been supporting Raila on one condition. Raila was very progressive. And after Raila being isolated by the ruling class thugs, he was the only progressive man that Kenyan put hope. But personally, we never, as an individual, we knew him very well. We supported him because Raila was progressive. Kenyan people, you can agree with me, were behind Raila. It is Raila who brought these people down, and nobody thought Raila would turn 360 degrees and betray people. Remember, this man was jailed, was detained, tortured, and they perhaps even castrated by these Kikuyu ruling class thugs. And Moi, his father the same, suffered in detention. So we never thought Raila Odinga would betray people. But look what he did. He is useless. He has wasted all those years he wasted in prison. Was nothing, because he has destroyed his legacy. A traitor is a traitor. And there is no two names for a traitor. He is like General China. Raila should be condemned by today's generation and the future generation, because today he is a traitor. We had won. Really, we had won. It's Raila who gave in to save his face. Musimamo wetu ni aluta continua. Struggle goes on, and the struggle takes time. Thank you.